What's up YouTube, WePostE here, and today it's Victor bringing you guys another standard Pokemon Black and White Wi-Fi battle. This will be against a very nice person by the name of TheMetroidSlayer. His link will be in the description, and be sure to take a look at his channel. Now this will be an underused tier match against him, and you guys know this video. My team from the last video that I posted, but this one's gonna be on a DS with cooler animations. Amazing. Anyways, you guys know my team. If you don't, go check out last time's team preview or the live narration number 8. Looking at his team, biggest threats I would have to say are Cofagrigus, Victini potentially, and Kingdra, mostly because Kingdra, if he sets up a few DDs, I mean, he could be mixed. If he's mixed, Quagsire might not be able to handle it because, you know, weak on special defensive side, and if he has the Hydro Pump, it's still going to be doing neutral. It's going to be pretty devastating to the Quagsire. If he sets up a few Dragon Dances, it might be troublesome as well. Victini V-Crate's always a powerful, and Cofagrigus, you know, sets up some Calm Minds, Nasty Plots. Again, these are all like, I'm afraid of setting up stuff, and yet the Quagsire is there with the Unaware ability. So let's get on to battle, shall we? So he's going to lead off with his Glygars. I'm going to lead off with my Quillfish, and I'm going to get an Intimidate on him. And I know he's going to set up Rocks first turn, otherwise why would he lead with it? And I'm just going to set up my first layer of Toxic Spikes. He's going to get off his Rocks as predicted, and he's going to switch out. And obviously I stayed in because with Intimidate, his Earthquakes aren't going to be doing too much, so I'm guaranteed to get up both layers of Toxic Spikes, and so that's good for my game plan, as you guys know how this team works. I'm switching to my Quagsires because fearing either Zen Headbutt or V-Crate, I could take both of those. However, he surprised me with the Psychic, and definitely choice Specs. Otherwise, because they don't see Leftovers or Life Orb, so he's definitely not mixed, and he's choice Specs. So this is kind of significant to the match because I kind of spend half the game trying to get Passive Wish to it with my Umbreon. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do here, but I see the Azumarill, and I'm going to bring in Quillfish now. Quagsire was actually my counter to Azumarill, but now, you know, he's got 45 health, so he can't do anything. But Quillfish is a decent check to it as well, as you can see how much the superpower does. And normally, if you see superpower on Azumarill, it's probably choice banded, otherwise, because they don't see the Leftovers, and he didn't set up a substitute. Otherwise, he would have set up a substitute, predicting my switch probably. Anyways, he's just going to go for superpower, and he's going to switch out as I go into my Flygon here, and he's going to double switch into his Kingdra, and I figure why not just go for an Outrage, hit anything pretty hard, and he just decides to stay in. So that's pretty good because that's one big threat out of the way there. Maybe Dracometer could hurt my team pretty well. And he's gonna go for Toxic on me, taking that Outrage like a Gligar, as Glygars do. I have to stay in, go for 3-turn Outrage. You get 3-turn Outrage when you never want them. He's gonna be able to roost off all that damage really nicely, just doing what Glygars do normally. I'm going to take this time to switch out now because I don't want to stay in because I can't do anything because I'm confused and because I'm locked into Outrage. I'm going to bring in my Umbreon because I'm going to take this time to go for the Heal Bell potentially and Wish up and do all that jazz, because I'm going to take this opportunity to do that. I'm going to go for the Wish here because I'm actually running kind of low on HP myself, though you can't really call 70% low, but eventually it's going to go to down about half, as I'm going to go for Heal Bell here just because why the heck not. I got poisoned on my Umbreon and Flygon, so it'll be nice to get both of those out of the way. He's going to bring in his Azumarill here to get my Wish back up, so I'm back to full HP. I'm going to go for Protect just to see what his move is. He's going to lock himself into, because I know he's banded. Pretty sure he's banded. I'm going to go back into my I'm going to miss Magius because get a safe switch in. He's either going to switch out or going to with a superpower, so I can bring Miss Magius really safely. I'm going to set up a substitute on the switch, as he does right here, and he goes into his own Flygon, and I'm just going to go ahead and go for the Shadow Ball. I'm getting a bit of ahead myself, but yeah, he's going to go for Dragon Claw, which is kind of strange because Flygon's really weak itself, and if you put a weak move on it, that's kind of different, I would say. But yeah, he chooses to have Dragon Claw in there, so okay. And I know I can take one, at least I thought I did, but this is minimum damage right here, definitely. Otherwise, I wouldn't have lived with 5 HP. And I can take him out with the Shadow Ball. I'll give him... If there's any hacks in this game, it's probably that. But it doesn't really matter because he could just revenge kill me with the Azumarill. Going with the Aqua Jet, I didn't really switch out because Azumarill would have, his Aegis would have just been death fodder anyways, and I said, why not just fodder him right there? So I'm gonna bring in my Umbreon because I know I'm gonna try to get off a Wish, and seeing this Cofagrigus come in, I want to know whether he's gonna predict me to switch out and pass that Wish to my Quagsire, or if he's going to decide to set up with a Calm Mind or Nasty Plot. I decided that this is the middle way to go because Qwilfish is kind of only half health, and I figure he can take a special defense, like hit on the special side. But he ends up just going for Nasty Plot. I'm like, oh poo, maybe he's gonna get greedy this time, go for +4 since it can't actually do anything to him. But this time he decides to go for the Shadow Ball. I'm like, great, I suck at predicting. That is amazing. But anyways, I'm just going to bring in my Flygon here because I want to get off some damage on him. So maybe make that Toxic rack up on him a bit more. I'm kind of afraid that he might have the rest. And if he went for it here, it probably would have been I would have been in a pickle. He did mention that he made some misplays at the end of the battle. I can only assume that this might have been one of them if he had the rest. I'm going to go for the Qwilfish here. I'm going to go for the Waterfall because it'll basically hit anything for, I don't know, some damage. He doesn't... If he wants to switch out, then that's good because then I don't have to deal with it anymore. If he stays in, then... And I'll also get rid of his +2 in the special attack. If he stays in, then, you know, he's gone because Cofagrigus is just that slow. I'm going to go into my Umbreon because I can take any hit that he throws at me now that I know that he's choice specs and not on a physical defensive side. Umbreon actually has really good physical defense as well, 110, that's amazing. Anyway, I'm going to go for a Wish, do all this jazz. If I were him, I actually would have switched out into the Azumarill at this point, which he actually does going here right now. But I didn't really see any point in going for a second Thunderbolt right there, especially since I'm pretty sure I still have my Flygon. Anyways, I'm going to go out into... I can assume my Qwilfish because... Well, just because. And, you know, just do all the jazz, take the superpower with the Intimidate. And I think I'm going to go for the Waterfall after this. Let's see if I do go for the Waterfall. Yada yada yada, going for the Waterfall. Yes, I do. And it hits this Gligar, and actually does not do that much at all. Gligar took that very well, which is why you guys should use Gligar. You think 105 defense, max that out, it's like 330 something times 1.5. That's like 330 times 1.5. Okay, you guys do the math. Anyways, I know this is the perfect time for me to bring in my Snorlax if there ever was a point to do this. I'm gonna set up one curse. He stays and goes to Earthquake. I'm gonna set up another curse, and honestly, this also might have been another good time to bring in the Azumarill. But if he brought in twice, then the Toxic might have racked up on the damage. So maybe only one of those times would have been good to bring in the Azumarill. But I know you should have brought in the Azumarill one of these 2 times. So it's going for Toxic, doesn't matter because I just went for the rest anyways, and I also have the immunity, so that's good. I run immunity over Thick Fat even though I have the rest just because I don't like the Toxic there. It's just annoying. I'm gonna go for the Sleep Talk here and go for the get another curse. I'm at +3/+3, but you guys look at how much this superpower from this Azumarill does. Just take a look, guys. He's gonna go for it right now, and boom, takes out over half of my health. I can say that is raw power right there. That's raw power. If there was any. I'm gonna go for a Sleep Talk at the rest, and seeing how much that superpower did, I'm actually surprised that he didn't take me clean out with the second one. I live with 86 HP. I'm gonna get a rest now because the poison's just gonna take him out this turn, and that is essentially GG because all he has left, I'm sure, is the Gligar and Victini, and those can't actually do anything to me because I'm at +3/+3 with the curse. So Gligar's Earthquake won't be doing anything, and since his Victini is especially defensive, especially orientated, his Psychics won't be doing much to me either. So I hope you guys enjoyed this battle. If you did, leave a like, maybe leave a comment on something, and help us reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers. Wow, 1K guys, you know, we're almost there. No, we're not, we're 300 and something away. However, you know, I think we're getting there, I should probably talk a bit more about this battle. I'm gonna go for a body slam. You know, it's not a good narration if you just repeat what's happening on the screen, you guys. You have to like think about this stuff, you know. You have to give insight. Oh, he gets a crit. It's amazing. You have to give insight. So yeah, help us reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers, and I'll see you guys next time.